Hi everybody, it's Jason Everett from Business Review, and thanks for tuning into today's video tip. I was doing some research this last week and I came across some alarming statistics. In fact, you might be missing out on over 48% of the business that's available to you right there in front of you, and it could even be sitting in those roughly 300 business cards you have sitting on your desk. And so one of the things that I have recently done with a client is I was sitting down with one of my clients as a skincare client, and we were going through what they do out of their department store follow-up. In this particular department store, they have an automated system that allows them to set triggers once a purchase is made, that if the product is supposed to last for maybe 30 days or 90 days, it can trigger the sales associate to be able to follow up with that person once they've potentially run out of a product or a supply. So they don't contact them again for 30 or 90 days, depending on what's available. Now in the machine though, it could set it so they could actually follow up in a week, they could follow up in a month, they could follow up in 24 hours. And I pulled a tip from a good friend of mine who runs a dentist office here locally, where he actually doesn't wait 30 days, or even as a dentist, normally 6 months before they follow up. He follows up actually inside 24 hours, meaning that when you go into his dentist office for a visit, whether it's a cleaning or a cavity or anything that you do, what he does is that very same night, the dentist, not the assistant, not the secretary, nobody like that, the dentist, before he goes home for the night, just calls all the patients he saw. And he just says very simply, hey, I hope everything's going very well. If you had any questions or you're experiencing any pain, please give me a call back. Here's my direct cell phone number. Hope everything goes great. And if you have any problems, let me know. And what that does is it stabilizes what had just happened. You just had a painful experience potentially in your mouth, and now the dentist is calling to comfort you. So sometimes a sale could be even a painful experience. You might not even be excited. So if you have a follow-up from a client or a customer or the sales rep that you worked with that said, hey, just want to thank you again for your purchase. If you have any challenges or complications with the product that you just purchased, please give me a call. Here's my cell phone number. How do you think that would change? And the follow-up, the relationship, and what it is that you would do. Now here's the stat that prompted me towards this decision about making a follow-up inside 24 hours. And I'm going to read you these stats because they're important. I want to give you the exact report. Is that over 48% of all salespeople will never follow up with the prospects that they get. So you spend all this time going to networking events and meeting people and amassing those 300 plus business cards on your desk, and 48% of you that are watching this video right now are not even going to follow up with them in the first place. Now, there's 25% of the people that won't make the second follow-up. 25% won't even make the second follow-up, and only 12% of people will make it to the third follow-up and the third contact to follow up with their prospects, clients, and customers. Now, the reason why that's a problem is because of the other part of the study, which they said only 2% of the people that are followed up with once will make a purchase, 3% on the second follow-up, 5% on the third follow-up, and only 10% of the people that you talk to will buy on the fourth follow-up. And the last piece that I want to give you is probably the most shocking of all, is that 80% of all sales, say it again, 80% of all sales happen between the 5th and the 12th follow-up. So if that doesn't hit home for you, I don't know what will. So my encouragement for you today is to figure out how do you set up a system that allows you to follow up with customers a minimum of 5 times. And I would encourage your first follow-up to be within the first 24 hours in order to make you stand out from the crowd. And if you do that, you will be in the very minute percentage, in fact the top 1% of business owners, salespeople, and people who get business done. So that's it for me, Jason Everett from Business Review. Have a great one.